Return to Glory podcast. Hunter Zarbening, Austin Rose. Dakota Freetag is here, but on the hot seat. It's
Why
been a couple of weeks since we've done a podcast. Been a busy couple of weeks. Nebraska basketball keeps rolling. The whole transfer portal window has come and gone, and there's some coaching news to talk about here in the middle of January. We're going to start off and probably talk for most of the podcast because all I really want to talk about and what I really have cared about this 18-0 top 10 ranked team that nobody saw coming, and call us the basketball version of Indiana, who just came off a national title win on Monday night over Miami. I guess real quick, you guys, thoughts on the national title, thoughts on Indiana?
Good for Indiana. College basketball or college football. I didn't watch it. I had moved on. I'm not gonna lie. I was like, I don't really care anymore. It's mid-January. I watched NFL playoff games yesterday, NBA basketball, college basketball. I'm fine.
Absolutely insane what Cignetti's done there. I saw a tweet yesterday, 2 years ago they played Akron for their opening game. Akron took them to 4 overtimes, and there was maybe 20% of the stadium was full. So it's a great turnaround in probably college sports.
Yeah, it's impressive.
It's a 1-of-1, and it's gonna get a lot of coaches fired. Is what it's gonna do.
It will, and I love it. And Cignetti's the perfect personality to do it. And you're right. It's not something that I think is normal, and you're going to probably see anywhere really for a long time. Maybe could be wrong. And the closest thing that we're kind of seeing, like I mentioned, is Nebraska basketball. That's what people are starting to compare it to, at least in our world, of what Hoiberg's done so far this year at Nebraska. And his isn't quite
It's not
come
the
here, turn
2-year
around. He's
turnaround.
been here
Yeah.
for 7 years. But as far as the big
The
picture
program
of the program and the history and the tradition, and then the way that we're doing it as far as the playing style and the type of things that we're doing to get us to win is very, very similar. Indiana does not have a bunch of high paid, talented from a star standpoint players. Cignetti developed the players into a system. He's built a culture around toughness and all of those little one-liners that he loves to throw out there, and they won a national title. And you could say the same thing with Fred on the types of little things that we have done this year with the team. And yeah, obviously, I do not expect us to win a national title. But right now, we haven't lost a game yet. And we are in the middle to late parts of January undefeated as a basketball program, which is it's a dream, right? It's like unheard of. People, well, we're gonna lose. Yeah, I think we will. We will eventually. I think.
Last Big Ten team undefeated after last night. Purdue
We're
lost.
number 1 in the conference alone at the top. Preseason ranked 14. Projected 14th finish. Have you started training for your half marathon yet, Hunter?
I know it's bound to happen. Early. No, I will not run it in the spring. I will be. Wait for the official results until the fall, or until we do it. Then I'll probably train for the one in the fall.
The Habsy.
I'm kind of accepted it. That's probably going to happen. Although, God, wouldn't it? It wouldn't be funny.
No,
it would be fit Nebraska if we do lose as a 2 or 3 seed, which is kind of where we're projected right now in several of the brackets.
So when we made this bet, I was fully predicting, like, in the back of my head, they're gonna be 18-0 by this time. Like, okay. I knew this all.
If I remember the conversation, we were talking preseason expectations. And you and I both started like, yeah, we'll be better than 14. And by the end of it, we were both like, yeah, we should make the tournament. And Hunter wasn't. But
I
we, it took us a conversation to get there, if I remember correctly. Like, I don't know. Looking at
And
the
Dak threw it
roster.
out there. He said, "You know what? I'm gonna say it. We're gonna win a tournament game this year." That's how it
Oh,
went, and that's where I went off and was just started laughing at him and said, "Yeah, right. No way. Let's make a bet on it." And that's how that conversation went. And Dak, you were a fool in most people's eyes when you said that.
most
Um, and now look where we're at.
no, I did. I mean, I did not think they made 18-0, but I did think they'd be like to start the season like max a 7 seed. I I just thought ranked mass comeback would be which it has turned out to be the big thing, but all these other transfers Stanford coming in and Frager showing up is the big difference, I
I
think,
say
this year.
Price and Price. I mean, we essentially have three new players that are outside of Fred. I mean, Price. I I mean, even Fred and Berkey is a new player from last year. Like,
Yeah.
You're meaning Sam when you say Fred, right?
oh, sorry, yeah, I do mean Sam Hoiberg. Berkey is like a new guy from last year. Last year he was, I don't know how I described him last year, but he wasn't. There are times where I was like, holy shit, Berkey is like legit out there. I mean, he'll drain a three every once in a while, and I hate it when he shoots them, but then he'll go down and get a block and a rebound, and he doesn't have the stats, but.
I mean, yeah, we could go through literally every player that's playing significant minutes for us and talk about how they're outperforming their expectations. Um, because it's true. It really is on this roster. I want to touch on that here first. Do you think that it has anything to do with it? I mean, this team. I laughed at the team photo is looking at us from a first gut feeling like this team's not going to be very good. Look at us. And you think expectation. I mean, this team had zero expectations coming in. It's Hoiberg year 7. I even said it too. If we don't win a tournament game this year, I think Fred
He's
should get
out.
fired. Like
Yeah,
it
I think
just
I
we were
agree.
at the point where everything was just like we've tried this. We've been down this road for 7 years now, and like yeah, we had some decent years in there, but we still can't win that. Like we've been down that road. Well, here we are. Like, do you think the expectation thing factors into it?
Um, yeah, it's just I don't even know how to describe the experience. Like, so obviously we haven't talked since. Did we talk about the Indiana game?
No, because that's the one that Dak's getting fired for.
Okay. So I mean, Indiana, I don't know. It was on the road. Verdict's still out on whether they're a good team or not. They had that one guy who was on an incredible hot streak. I can't think of his name. But then after that game, I sent a text. I was like, man, I'd really love a Wisconsin type win where we just absolutely roast a team. And then we were up by 40 against Oregon, which I mean, Oregon's not good, but I mean, they're well coached. And then we beat Northwestern by 20. And as I was watching, I was like, it doesn't feel like we're killing these guys because there wasn't like a moment where it's just like, oh, we put this thing to bed. But when you end up looking at the final score, it's like, holy shit, we won by like 20. Like it it just happened. It wasn't like we were dominating. It didn't feel like we were dominating, but like the final result was just, I mean, a 20-point win, which is pretty good. It's
Yeah,
weird.
they haven't got too overconfident at all in these games. 'Cause you'd think after the Michigan State one they'd come out and lose. No. And
Hmm.
then and then I thought either Oregon or Northwestern they'd slip up. Nope. They just haven't the confidence hasn't got to their heads yet. And I don't know how long the streak's gonna go. I personally think they're gonna lose at Minnesota. That'll be the first loss, but it's been a fun ride so far. You could tell they all love playing with each other. Like,
And we're healthy.
yeah. See
It was,
that I was thinking about that last night too. One bad injury and this team's going to shit because there's no depth. But
I disagree.
I think we could handle an injury. It just probably can't be Price
or
Right.
ranked.
And I think going to
Right.
shit's a strong
Same.
word. Like, I don't think. I mean, yeah, obviously 4 guys get hurt. If a couple guys get hurt, I don't think it takes us from where we're at to out of the tournament conversation. Like,
No, I agree. We're in the
that
tournament. Like,
it's
if we win Washington, Minnesota, I think we're locks. Like,
well, I will say this week I've seen us as locks. I mean, a couple of places have started to lock up how they do their bracketology, and us in Arizona were the first 2 that everybody's locking up. Um, so I bring up the expectation conversation just as I've said a lot with the football team. I think one of the problems and issues at Nebraska is the unrealistic expectations that get put upon the players and how that gets to them and the coaching staff and all their heads, and then it gets into their strategy and their decision making, from a program building standpoint, but also just specifics to even sometimes all the way down to play calling. Like, I think that's gone on in the football program for quite some time now, where just outside noise and influence. No, are the fans running the programs? No, but is there influence as far as what expectation level is getting set at the program, and then is it driving potentially work effort and how hard you're working, the drive, the thought process of these college athletes? Yes, I think that is 100% a thing. You see at the high school level where freaking some random paper has a high school ranking, and high school girls and boys think they're really, really good, and they think they can take the foot off the gas. Like, that happens at all levels, and I think football is the biggest victim of that at Nebraska. The basketball team this year had 0 expectations, and the thing that Fred's done, by the way, I can tell that he talks, but then the players are talking too. They're ignoring all of that. Like, they're obviously participating in it, but they're not letting all of that get to their heads. The example 1A of this situation was when we were playing against Michigan State, and Fred talked for 5 minutes and said, "I got to go get to work." Like, he's not letting it consume him. The football program has done that, and I'm talking about Rule, but I'm talking about all of the previous coaches and the whole program in general. Like, that's something the football team needs to learn from the basketball team, is like, no, shut up. Yes, you can't control it. You cannot control the media and all of that, but you don't have to listen to it, and you have to ingrain your players to not do it. I don't think we've done a good job of that, and I think that's a very big problem. The football team, the basketball team figured it out. Like, and part of that was because there wasn't any conversation about it. They didn't have to talk about it. And then when there started to become conversation, they can say, nope, like, no one believed in you to begin with, so why start believing now? And let's just keep putting our heads down and go to work. And that's what they're doing. And they just continue to win and win and win and win again. And games that you're like, okay, this is the one. We're going to blow it. We're bound to lose. Nope. Let's just go beat Northwestern by 20 on the road.
I mean, prior to the Oregon Northwestern game too, I mean, I still wasn't sold. We beat Indiana by 6, Ohio State by 3, Michigan State by 2, Illinois by 3 at the buzzer. Oklahoma in overtime. It wasn't like we were killing these guys. We were winning, but it's like, man, we're outside of that Wisconsin and Creighton game, which Creighton then kind of turn around and look kind of like a crappy team for the year. It's like, I don't know.
And when you say sold, you sold on what? Like,
On like, are we an actual contender? Like, I mean, I was sold that we were going to make the tournament, but it's like, is this like a,
Top 10
Elite Eight
team.
team? Yeah, is
so
this like
here's the levels of teams making the tournament, winning a tournament game. I'll just say making the Sweet 16. Like, when I say sold, where's your, like,
Sweet
what were you
16
okay.
or more? Like, are we like a real contender in the college basketball landscape, not just Nebraska, one of the best teams in Nebraska history? Like, it's like, oh, okay, like people are like this team can actually like make a tournament run, not like a run. Like, I still don't think we're good enough to win it, but I mean, Purdue lost. Michigan lost. Michigan looked like the absolute, bear in college basketball there, where they were winning every game by 30, and then all of a sudden they look, a little more human, where their margin of victory gets a little smaller once they got into Big Ten play. But and actively, when we were up by 40 against Oregon, I was like, I don't know, we might be like good, like not like not like easy schedule product and a couple of close wins that we're scrapping. We could compete with anyone. It's like, I don't know, we could do something.
Yeah, that Oregon game also sold for me because that first half, which is something else that they've kind of struggled or kind of need to work on a little bit. First half's a little bit slower, but then that second half they just completely dominated Oregon. They're like, yeah, we're not gonna fuck around anymore here. This game's over. But um, the the other part of this I think is going to be crazy is I think Kale, if Kale starts scoring like he has been shooting better off the
He
bench,
has been shooting better off the
they
bench.
just need they just need him off the bench. If he can get a good 5 to 8 points off the bench, I think they are top 5 team in my mind. Then
Well, and like I
that's
mean, Frager is really blown up the last couple of games where it's like, holy crap, this dude can't miss.
yeah, he and some of the dunks he throws down to, I did not know he's that athletic. No one did, but
The dunks have been kind of fun.
Yeah.
Dak, I don't think that. No, I don't think that Kale needs to score 5 to 8 points. I don't think that's a necessity. I think Kale knows his role. His role is not to score 8 to 10 points. That's not his role. Now, if I was an opposing team, I would make Kale Jacobson score 10+ points to beat you.
yeah.
But if we're good enough not to let that happen, which so far we have been, I don't. There's no reason to do that. I don't think it's Kale, go out there. We need you to score. I don't think that's true. I don't think we want him to, unless teams are literally not guarding him, and they're kind of starting to do that a little bit, but like it has not affected us so far. And so I don't think we need to be telling Kale go score 10 points because that's not his role. It's
I
not his
mean,
role.
it's funny. Because I also mentioned like I thought going into the Oregon game, at some point we're just gonna have a game where it's just we're gonna miss Connor Sejan's offense off the bench, where it's just, and then Brandon Frager kind of took over and became the 3-point shooter that everyone saw coming, obviously. But you talked about our depth, but I would say, an injury at the top would be bad. That's why I said price is ranked. But you look at our depth, and if you put out Kale, Jared, Brandon out there as our next three depth play pieces, like, I don't know, that's pretty good. And we still have, I mean, I don't know. Have you guys heard anything about Oogie? I don't think he's gonna play this year, but
I don't think they need him. I don't think yeah.
yeah, he's kind of a break glass in case,
But
emergency.
I think he is kind of still there, maybe not 100%, but still around to where if we need him, we can type of deal. Yeah.
Yeah. So I don't know. I'm feeling pretty good. I know we're gonna lose a game. I know we're gonna lose a game. I keep telling myself that, so my heart's not broken when it happens. But
So I pulled up something here. If you're watching on YouTube, and I'm going to show a few things here that I guess I like to look at that I think are fun. They're very data number driven. Um, right now, let me ask you guys: if you had to say, yeah, I'm giving you $300, and if you get it right, you get to keep the money. If not, you got to give it back. What seed are we going to be in the tournament?
we'll be two. It's a two. Top four is
Um,
so hard.
Come the end. If we're going to be a seed, what seed are we going to be?
I mean, it'd be boring to take your same pick, so I'm gonna say 1 seed.
Okay, I'm gonna go like a 4 seed. Um, just if I had to throw something out there. But anyways, so why I say that, so there's obviously a billion different bracket stuff out there now. The one I'm showing and sharing now, it's probably really small on everybody else's screen, but it's a bracketmatrix.com. So what it does, and this is updated as of yesterday, it's usually a daily update. It takes everybody's predictions out there, and I think I don't even know how many there are, 84 brackets out there. So it finds everything on the internet, and whenever they're updated, they update them on here, and it puts in what CGR. Then it takes a big average. Obviously, when you're looking to get into the tournament, it tells you how many have you in the tournament. So as you scroll down, then you can kind of see where everybody lands. So right now, out of all the brackets, Nebraska's averaging just under a 2 seed, 1.93. There's quite a few that have us as a 1. There are a couple that still have us as a 3 seed. But overall, we're sitting at a 2 seed for the tournament here. I'm not sure if you guys have seen this, but I always think it's kind of cool just to see where other teams are coming in at. Michigan is a 1 seed right now. This is updated as of yesterday. With the 2 seed being, so they have your high and your low too kind of highlighted. I think it's kind of just a cool thing to look at right now. It's really fun to look at when you see us in that 2 seed line. So you kind of saw us creep up there. The other one that I like to look at a lot is this update for you guys. I go to a different page.
Yeah.
Team rankings.
Yep. I like to look at team rankings a lot, which is one of them actually on that bracket matrix, but it has some good information on here. So what this does is you can look at our schedule. And then when you want to look, there's 2 things I look at a lot. The projections on here. So what the projections do is takes our schedule, it kind of projects out the rest of the year for you. So right now it's got us estimated at basically 26-5, a little bit better than that for the regular season. It's got us losing between 4 and 5 conference games still. 14% chance to win the conference. Then it goes through some odds there, and then
I think 26-5. I was thinking when I was talking about this at work, and I said 27-4. To me, that's pretty close to what I'd expect.
Well, the Big Ten's also not as strong as it has been in the past. Like,
Maybe, I don't know. The analytic darlings love Illinois. They love Michigan State, and they love Michigan.
yeah, outside of those 2 though, there's not much.
Purdue, yeah.
Last thing, and this is what they do, and they did it for the whole schedule here. So off to the right, you can see our toughest remaining games and easiest games. So when you start looking at, who we're playing, I like to look at, okay, should we win this game? Right? Like what are our odds, percentage chance to win? It's similar to like the ESPN, whatever. When you look at you click on the ESPN for the football game and you see we have a
Power index, football power index.
and it's similar to that, where you can just see, okay, this is the chances that this website gives you to win with your games out. So now that there's not as many games left, you can see like Washington tonight, when we play them at home, we have an 80.5% chance of beating them according to team rankings here. So that's what our 5th easiest game. Obviously, your home games are more likely to win than road games. Your Michigan game coming up here is 12.2% chance of winning on the road. So that to me feels about right. It'd be kind of cool to win that one, but feels about right. So, and lastly, what you can look at here is like a big bracketology thing. So, they got your odds to make the tournament, which right now we're at 100%. We're a lock. At large bid versus automatic bid. Your most likely seed here, we're up to a 2 now on here, which every time I check it, we've been at a 3. So we've slid down to that 2 line. Then it kind of goes through each round here then too. So as far as my bet with Dak, this is the number I've been looking at. To make the round of 64, which we're locked there. But to make the round of 32, that would be winning a tournament game. We have a 90.5% chance of winning.
I have a 9.5% shot of running half marathon right now.
Yep. That's what Dak's got right now. So it's got about a 50-50 chance of making the Sweet 16. So, and then, there's some other metrics down here. So I think that those are kind of fun to watch and to see. These have been pretty accurate, I would say, overall, from as far as making the tournament goes the past few years. Now, when it comes to what seed we're going to get, who knows? Last thing here that Austin, I'm not going to go through all this stuff because it's very, very data driven. But if you are very data driven and want to look at it, it's JTHOM Analytics. There's some cool things on here that just show just some different odds and projections for seeds and stuff like that. And over time, I like the overtime stuff to show like where we've been from a seeding standpoint or getting into the tournament. So anyway, some good stuff, some good data stuff, some tools there for you.
Yeah, Austin said that the other day my brain about blew up. I opened that link. I was like, what is this?
Yeah, this is a cool little website. I like how it tells you, here's the number of games we think you need to hit to be a lock for the tournament, and these are your teams that you're most likely to win it on. I thought that was a good visual, but yeah,
So you can go.
I don't know, man. I just had a moment when against Oregon where I don't know. The seed.
I want you to explain yourself here. As a fan here, the Indiana game, you decided not to watch it because you decided to take a nap during it. I was not very happy. I mean, that's not being a really good fan.
I had my birthday party the night before.
Yeah.
Very
which I wasn't
hungover.
invited to.
You're invited to my next one, Austin. We're having another one. Okay, I don't know if I should put this out in
the
air, but
I didn't go.
No, in that case.
Yeah, Hunter didn't even go. Anyway, I was hungover. I set an alarm, woke up for the alarm. I was like, no shot. And I was like, I'm gonna watch the highlights afterwards. And that's what I did.
No, I know. I'm just saying, if your fandom, not just with Nebraska basketball, but with all of your teams, you just don't know how to be a true fan.
What?
No.
Okay, I end up watching every single play the Huskers had, though.
You did not watch it live. You didn't watch it when it was going on. And I'm not going to say too much because Austin's watched a lot of games on tape delay for football.
I say Indiana, I did watch the first half and then I had to go do something, so I recorded the second half.
I
didn't know we won, but I knew something crazy happened because my phone was going nuts, but I was like, I can't read any messages until I went back watching.
Now, I will say, Dak, that's how Austin kind of lives his life. I mean, he has very much been outspoken about that. Will admit to it.
Yeah.
I'm a little more accustomed to Austin being. You on the other hand,
I wasn't hungover and taking a nap, Dak. I was being productive.
I was sick.
I don't know. You got to do a little better, Dak. I think.
I was pissed when I woke up and saw what happened. I was like, God damn. So then okay, how about this? Instead of watching NFL playoffs.
Hold on. Your story's not adding up because earlier you just said you woke up and said not happening and went back to bed for your alarm. And now you're saying you didn't wake up for your alarm. So what actually happened?
No, I did wake up for my alarm. This is what happened. Then I woke up and saw what happened on the game on the ESPN app. I was like, well, I should have woke up for that game.
Great game.
But here's what I chose to watch Husker highlights over. Didn't watch an NFL playoff game. Watched Husker highlights instead for the first part of the NFL playoffs.
Over a random NFL game. Congrats.
It was a playoff game. Panthers Rams, if anyone's wondering.
Unbelievable.
It's okay, Dak. I forgive you.
Thank you.
I still just think you're the biggest fraud fan of every team that you are. There's nothing that's proven me that you're not.
Okay, fine. I'll say it now. The Celtics are going to win it all, and JJ McCarthy's going to be the best quarterback in the league next year. There you
Again, it means nothing to me because you're a fraud fan of both of those teams too.
You admitted to me that the Celtics are the one team that I actually do follow.
Yeah, but you don't even watch them. The other night they were playing somebody and you went to bed at halftime. No one watches NBA games, Hunter. That's just everyone watches.
I know. I'm not an NBA fan either. I don't really have a team. I admit that Dak just thinks he's the biggest fan, but then he goes to bed. And if you were a fan of the Celtics, you would not miss a game. If you were a true
I
fan,
don't know if that's
come
true.
come on! I'm not gonna watch all 82.
why not?
That's crazy. I'm not gonna cancel plans on like a random Wednesday night to go say I got to watch Celtics game
Why
unless
not?
they're
I might
playing,
lie.
unless it's a big game. Like a random Hornet Celtics game, I'm not gonna like
I would
schedule out my
do that
day.
for every Nebraska football game.
Well, there's only 12 of
But that's
those.
different. That's different.
There's
I
only
watch
12.
every Nebraska basketball game.
That's still different. There's 82 of these.
And that's why I don't claim to be an NBA fan.
But I do.
Okay. Let's move on to football here. Unless you guys got any other basketball conversation.
I mean, I've got more, but we better move on.
What before we head off, what's their first loss? I have Minnesota.
Okay, you're right. We should talk about the upcoming week. Because the next 2 weeks are going to be the make or break, because we play Minnesota at home, away, which I think is hard. Michigan away, Illinois at home, and then
I mean, I don't have much of you guys got. I think we're not going to beat Michigan. I mean,
I think you're right. I think we'll get to Michigan and we'll probably lose.
Yeah, I have Minnesota, which they haven't proven they're going to do it yet. Looking ahead or getting too hyped yet, but I think they're being looking ahead of the Michigan game.
Minnesota, like they might be looking out, ahead, and Minnesota at home's no joke. That's it.
good.
Don't let it lie.
Dak,
So, yeah,
I'll let you
we
go
all don't
right
have-
now to save yourself on this podcast. Please update us on the women's sports in Nebraska.
So here we go. If there's 15 women that are listening to this podcast, there is a new sport that Nebraska's added. It's flag football, and I'm guessing they've opened tryouts. I don't think they're recruiting for this yet. They might be. Who knows? But all the women that listen to this podcast, go try out for this team because you probably have eligibility left. So go play flag football for the women at the
It
university.
sounded like they're starting to hire a coach here in the next couple weeks, and then they'll heavily recruit. But the first season isn't until 2028. If I remember.
So
correctly.
where are they playing these games at?
I imagine they're probably going to play. Oh, that's a good question. It's
First
in
one
the
at
spring.
Memorial.
It's in the spring. I doubt they play on Memorial though. Well, they probably will. No, they won't. That's way too big of a venue. They'll probably play on the
Thank you.
soccer field at like Hibner Stadium, would be my guess. Because that'd be my guess. I mean, we don't have a men's team, and the women only play in the fall for soccer. So
Yeah, one other
I
thing,
mean-
Dak.
I mean, I'm going to at least no. See that I was gonna say
season
5
ticket
games.
holder, man. Just be a
I'll go
season
to
ticket
one.
holder.
I will go to one flag football game this year. That's for sure.
You will.
Yep.
They don't
Not
play
this
till
year.
2028, so good
Yeah.
luck.
Okay. Well, not this year. So next
I
couple.
bet they'll do
years.
some sort of something at the spring game, like a halftime exhibition or something. We're
I
the
still
first
go to
Power
Penn
4
State.
school to announce a women's flag football team. So good on
Yeah.
Nebraska. for
One more
announcing-
other
So
women's
do the-
sports news, Dak.
So do the men have to add it sport then, or are they
Okay,
even
let's
now?
stop talking about women's flag football. One other women's sport, Dak.
Women's college basketball.
Nope. Okay, well,
What?
yeah, update us.
Okay. Yeah,
I
good
have
idea.
no idea. Okay, they almost beat Michigan State. That's all I know.
They did. Tough, close loss to Michigan State. Got blown out by UCLA. They've lost 4 now. Once they entered Big Ten play, they've only won 2. They've gone 2 of 6. So a little bit of a tough start to Big Ten play. We're still ranked, but that'll go away here soon.
Britt Prince is very good. That's all I got. That's all I know
Prince
about
is the
them.
best player on the team.
So,
And preseason softball, number 9. So Jordy Ball's return to the mound. Hopefully it goes well. That's
I
it.
did see an interview. She thinks they have a shot at winning it all this year. That's all I know about women's softball.
I feel that was a preseason number 9. You should feel that way.
You should. Yep. All right. Transfer portal. Let's dive into it, which ended, I believe, the 16th, 17th of January here. So it's been closed for a few days. So it's over. And it's not opening back up until another year from now, I guess, under the current rules that the
So I
NCAA's.
don't know how that works. So Kenneth Williams, did he announce where he transferred to? Did I miss that?
I thought
Michigan
somewhere
State.
yeah.
Michigan State.
Oh, okay. I must have missed that.
So yeah, there are a few guys right now that are still unannounced. I'm not quite sure how that works, but currently we have 16 guys incoming. There are 17 guys outgoing in the portal. So from a number standpoint, pretty much a wash. We can kind of go through here position by position. I'm probably not going to go into all the detailed names outside of the big one here at the quarterback, but we'll start there. Danny Kalen and Dylan Raiola out.
Danny
And
Kalen's back.
sorry, Danny Kalen back. The other quarterback, Davila is who I was thinking is out.
There you go.
So Raiola and Davila out. Danny Kalen and Anthony Calandria in.
Probably a net loss.
So I was talking to my coworker yesterday, and his friend lives right next to Danny Kalen, and he is back in on Rule now just because he thinks Danny Kalen's going to start and like be a superstar here. That guy, if you're listening, you're completely wrong. That's not going to happen. So whatever drugs you're taking, I want those because that's crazy.
Overall, it's a net loss. It's surprising that Dylan committed to Oregon because he's gonna sit. He took the money to sit for a year rather than play for Nebraska. So
And I don't know the
I'm about ready
timeline
to
of
piss my
it.
pants. I'll be back.
If he,
new Dante
I
Moore
don't
was
know if he
coming
knew
back.
he was going to be sitting. Um, it
I mean, I
didn't
get
sound
it.
like it, maybe, but
You spend a year in the system before, and then you come out
I
guns
think it's really
a-blazing.
good for him. I think it's a
Yeah,
smart move on Dylan's. Not that he decided to do it, but I think it'll be really good for him to sit back and watch for a year. As far as his future, for his dreams, I'm sure of playing in the NFL. I think it will help him.
I mean, that's what Dante Moore did, and it worked out pretty well for him.
So a lot of these quarterbacks have done that have moved. So I think it's smart for him. I think it is a good
Gives you a whole extra
situation.
year to heal and get confident.
I think it came to a point that they knew it would not work. When I say they,
Yeah.
both
Parties.
Rule and staff, and then Dylan and family.
I love the leaks now. It wasn't Rayola didn't leave us. It was Rule actually, I was like, get out of here.
Yeah,
That's just a
whatever.
bad breakup story. It's like, well, actually, it was a mutual breakup. She didn't break up with me. We both were, it's like, okay, whatever. Get out of here.
We really never got a statement or anything from Raiola. Not that we deserve one.
No.
It is what it is. Like, I think Raiola's a pretty good quarterback. I don't think he was a good fit here, for multiple reasons. And we're moving on. And we bring in Anthony Calandria from UNLV.
Your type of QB.
What?
Your type of QB.
Yeah, I mean, I'm excited for if I could have picked a type of QB, but I'm not like thrilled that he's our quarterback next year. Like, I guess I'm not thrilled about anything really with this football team. So that's probably where everything's at, which maybe is good. No expectations.
You tell yourself that.
You keep telling yourself to tell myself that.
It's kind of sad to see, which this will pump Hunter up, is how many fans that I've talked to just be like, yeah, I'm completely out of Rule. Like it just feels like it's over for him already before the season's even started. Like he's got to
The seat's warm.
Yeah, let's stay on the portal talk here. We'll get into coaches here in a second. I mean, Calandria, I think, is a spark potentially that'll give us a hope. I think that's what the program needs. He wasn't the top quarterback portal person to get here.
But we've had the top portal quarterback person before.
It hasn't worked. Like
Hasn't worked.
and when we say top, based off of who, like
Right.
Out of the three that I heard that were left, Lagway, Childs, and him, I think he's the best out of those three that they were going after.
well, of course he is. That's what you think. It's course it's the best one we got. I think
Well,
before you knew Calandria, I don't know. I guess my point saying that is he's I don't know. He's got some mobility to him. He's got some gamer to him. He's got some
Mountain West Player of the Year
to him, which for good or for bad, that is what it is. I don't think.
I mean, it's kind of a similar thing of what basketball went through, where we've seen these older teams who transfer in proven guys from smaller conferences. We're seeing that in football now, and that's what Indiana did. And I mean, he was a Mountain West Offensive Player of the Year, so I mean, he has produced at a higher level. And obviously not a Power Four, but you feel better about it that there's some actual production there.
And here's the thing with him is we're not going to hear like Latif with Latif. Like this guy's quick. He can run around and do all this stuff. Flander can actually move. He's a good runner.
Maybe we said that with Latif too, didn't we? At one point.
Yeah, but Latif was an
he's
actual
proven
unknown. Calandria, there's actual footage out there, like at the college
Latif
level.
had footage, not at the college level.
And yeah, exactly, not at the college level. When you're running up against other high school kids.
I don't know. There's an argument to make. I mean, yeah, Austin made the point. It's Mountain West. It's not Big Ten. It's not Power Five.
Nope.
And that's where I'm like, I don't know. Like maybe it could look good. I think your offensive linemen and the types of players you're running around at UNLV is different than Power Five level. I think that's a big conversation, and your offensive line and all of that is still a ginormous factor when it comes to any quarterback, no matter what kind of quarterback you are. So
yeah, you've seen this one work before. You've seen it where these guys who do really well at a different level move up, and then it translates a little more onto the field than those unknown high school players.
Yeah, but you've also seen that work too. So I think,
yeah,
especially you've seen 5-star quarterbacks like Dylan Raiola work.
He's not afraid of any pass to throw out there. So there's going to be there's going to be a lot of wild throws, and there's going to be some bad picks too. Like he's a gunslinger. He's not afraid to throw it.
So I don't know. I mean, if I had to pick a type, yeah, I think you hit the prototype of a quarterback that I think helps and fits in Nebraska. But as far as what actually gets produced, I don't know. And I think a lot of that is going to come down to the offensive line. And I kind of said that's the only big thing that will really get me excited or jacked up.
All right, so let's hear about this offensive line transfer portal, the class.
Paul Mubenga, the transfer from LSU. We got Brendan Black from Iowa State. Tree Babalade. I've heard that.
Incredible offensive lineman names.
Just great offensive lineman names. Yep.
I mean,
he's from South Carolina. Those are the big three that are coming in, and then obviously the guys that have stayed and from the current roster. But those are the big three that we brought in the portal. Okay, like my thought is I don't know what I expected like out of any offensive lineman portal guys like that I would go nuts about. I think it's good that we brought guys in.
I mean, it's good to get guys who have again, Power 4 starting experience.
Yep. I think that's good. I'm not going to be thrilled about him until we see him play probably our fourth game of the year because our first three are cupcakes. So it's one of those things that I'm like, okay, I'm glad we got guys. I mean, that's number one most important. We could have got none. And that really would have, I think, set rule packing. But we got three guys. So, I mean, I think that's good. We'll see how they are. I don't know. That's my thought on them.
Yeah, I felt good about the class because you don't need 7, but to get 3 guys who have started, I think all of them started more than 10 games. So I felt pretty good.
Yeah, it's a lot of. I'm not going in with like last year. I think we were all hyped up about all these recruits or these transfer offensive line coming in. It just proved it for me. I don't. There's no expectations on the line because Pritchard will probably start too, don't you think? Still be
Yeah,
those.
Yeah.
he definitely will come back. I saw some stuff on the projected offensive line and people saying this group looks fire. I'm like,
And I okay, well that's crazy. But
Right.
I
I mean, are they projecting these three, Pritchard and then Justin Evan Jenkins? Is that the starting five that they're projecting? Do you think these guys are already going to be three of the starters?
yeah. I mean, I think I don't remember exactly who it was, but I think they did think that that's true. So
which a year for Pritchard I think is going to be huge for him.
I mean, the big
I'm
get in the offensive room is getting Donnie out and Jeep Wade in. That was the biggest offseason offensive line move.
um wide receiver, other offensive guy, Quasi Gilmore from UCLA committing, and I think he'll probably play a lot. I would guess with Dane Key graduating, and I think it's good that we retained Jacory and Isaiah Hunter. I mean, those guys they're solid. Like I don't think Quasi either is a Jeremiah Smith type breakout player, but I think they're solid receivers. I guess anything else on the offensive side that you guys can
Nope.
think
I
of?
think it was good to see that it was. I mean, obviously they know what our positions needs are, but it's reaffirming that we're also seeing the same thing they're seeing. That all right, we need quarterbacks, we need offensive linemen, and maybe get one wide receiver to replace Dan Key's production.
Yeah, and I think we
which
also
wasn't
talked when we went through our needs, we about listed every position.
Right.
We did not bring in a running back. Just throw that out there.
Correct.
We are developing in house. So defensively, defensive line, I think was the conversation, right? O line and D line. Defensive lineman, we brought in Jashir Whittington from Pittsburgh. We brought in edge rusher Anthony Jones from UCLA. We brought in defensive lineman Owen Stoudemeyer from Boston College. I
We had that
believe.
guy from Iowa Western who then decommitted after committing and
Yep, there's that
went to
guy.
Clemson. So
Again, I think same story goes for a lot of these guys. I'll run up the defense here. Justine Shiggs from, did I say Towson? Yeah, that says Towson. Safety. Will Hawthorne from Iowa State. Linebacker, one of our first commits. Dexter Foster from Oregon State. Owen Chambliss from San Diego State. And Victor Evans from Florida International. I think some of these guys are going to be playing. I mean, here's the thing with the portal. A lot of these guys you're bringing in to play
right, you're not bringing in.
immediately. Very few are you bringing in to develop. People aren't leaving the portal to develop. They're coming to try to get some minutes, and I think a lot of these guys are going to play minutes. And that's not just Nebraska; that's everywhere. And because if they were to be a development player, well, guess what? They'd probably chance they're leaving and transferring the next year. So it's just not very common to transfer and develop. And we'll see. There's obviously a whole rabbit hole of conversations on the defensive side that we go down with our new coordinator and everything there. So again, we got new people in here. The problem that I have with the current program, Matt Rule, is he has not identified talent well at all from a coach. And I listened to Saban the other day before the national championship. You listen to Signetti, like they don't read into stars. They don't talk about recruiting. Saban said it best. He's like, why are we listening to people that aren't coaches that throw a number or a rating or a star on somebody that don't even coach football? He said it's ridiculous that that's such a big thing, but it is. It's just part of it.
Yeah.
Now, so then you can take that comment and go, yeah, great. So our recruiting class isn't very good next year. Transfer portal, you see 3 stars. Oh, that's okay. We'll be fine. Well, the problem is Rule has not identified talent well at all, even with stars. So, like, I don't know. It just there's not much there to get excited about in my mind. But I guess we'll see come spring.
I mean,
Practice.
the only thing I don't know if it's worth it, but as far as actual key players who we lost, obviously we lost Dylan, Keona Davis, Malcolm Hartzog didn't play hardly at all last year. Kenneth Williams, probably the biggest loss of the offseason if you exclude Dylan Raiola. So, I mean, whether that's good or bad, I mean, we were a
Yeah,
7-5 team, but
I was gonna say, is that good or bad? They didn't lose a lot because that means that means a lot of these players think they're going to play again, and I don't. Just talent wise, it's the good part about D line is I don't think it can get any worse than it was last year.
I
That
think
was
the good,
horrendous.
yeah, you're not wrong. I think the good sign is that Rule hasn't lost the locker room yet. Because if he had already lost the locker room, then we're cooked.
Yeah, fire sale. Everyone's gone.
Yeah.
But to your point, maybe that's a bad thing if they're not very good.
I don't know. We were the youngest team in the Big Ten last year.
I
So we'll
think
see what the year can do for us.
I think the biggest keep, which we're talking about defense now, but the biggest keep of all of them was an Isaiah. I'm really high on him.
Yeah, he was really good. We'll see.
Yeah,
Gotta have a good offensive line. Gotta have a good defensive line. We brought in potentially 6 starters for both those. So
Yeah, we'll have to see.
it feels like a lot. Feels like every fan just like there's which it'll eventually pick up. It always does, but there's just no Kool-Aid drinking so far on this team.
Gosh,
and they're just like, yeah,
it might. I don't know. It's not going to like normal years. I don't think. I really don't. As far as the picking up of the hype and hope, I think that was a challenge. We knew it was going to be a challenge with how the year ended last year. And then it's not like you can look at going into this year, right? You can look at the schedule and go, oh yeah, like look at the schedule.
we have
Year, you're gonna look at that
5
schedule and you're
preseason
gonna
top 25 teams on our schedule next year.
You're gonna look at that and not be. I don't. It's again, this could be okay and good because we're setting the expectation, the bar so low. I just
The bar, you say that we're setting the expectation, but we come out and it's like, well, we don't have an expectation, and we come out and we win we go 4-1, and then you lose it. Like you say that there's no
Right.
expectation, but there is. You expect us to win.
There is.
at least-
But ask what Dak's point is. I mean, I'm talking about the casual fan. Ask the casual fan how many games we're going to win next year. No one is going to say 9 or 10.
Yeah, but they're still gonna be pissed when we don't. That's the thing. Yes.
I wouldn't say pissed. I think people are going to be not pissed at the season itself. They're going to be mad at it as a whole that the program isn't at 9 or 10. I don't think at the season, if you're isolating everything out of going into this next year, people would not be pissed if they did not win 9 or 10 games. They're just upset at the whole program as a whole.
Yeah, I don't know. To say there's no expectations, I don't think it's true. Because if he doesn't win 8 games, people are going to fire him. But if there's truly no
I should say expectation. I would say hype. It's a hype.
Okay, hype.
Maybe
Okay.
Dak's talking about the expectation
That
of
could be
being
fair.
good.
I think a 7-5 year next year will feel a lot different than this year's 7-5.
This year's
If
7-5 was rough.
Yeah.
You at least had Dylan Raiola get hurt, so there's like a little bit of a okay, well.
But that's what sucks. I mean, you're right. I think 7-5 next year would tell me right now on January 21st, 7-5. I'm going. We probably had a pretty
good year.
That means we beat everyone that we should have beat.
But that sucks.
Yeah,
that sucks. Like that shouldn't be the case right now. That's the problem. Is that you shouldn't be saying that. But I don't think anybody would be surprised at a 6-6 year next year, right? That's
or don't you make a bowl game? Yeah.
But but where do you draw the line and stop on the program's not in a good spot? And that's the conversation. And last piece of conversation here to go along with all of this. Officially announced yesterday that Mike Ekeler is going to USC.
Yeah, we kind of saw this when Kenneth Williams entered the portal. It's like, okay.
So I think this is a pretty big deal. Now all of us have been big Ekeler guys. A lot of the Husker national media people are brushing it off like it's a big deal, but they're not making it a big deal type of thing. Like from the vibes I've been hearing, some of your podcasts like us, the people that are a little bit more or less credentialed and publicized are taking, I think, more of the stance of that it's a big deal. Like, this is not good. At the highest of levels, he was the biggest. He and the special teams unit was the biggest bright side of this team last year.
Yep.
And say it from what it was, he came in and took something that was basically destroyed, so it couldn't have got worse, but made it into a very serviceable and I'd say strong unit. Now, was it absolutely excellent all 12 games? No, but it was a solid 8 out of 10, I would say, in most aspects. And we even said it won us 2 games early in the year. Special teams itself won us 2 games that we haven't in the past. And that was thanks to Mike Ekeler and his knowledge of special teams. The caveat that I'll throw in here, and then I'll let you guys run with it. It sounds like he wanted to be a position coach potentially. I haven't really heard
That's what,
but that's
yeah.
pretty much the vibe, is that with Rob Arch coming in as defensive coordinator and kind of during all that, Ekeler coached the edges. He has a background of coaching positions, linebackers, a while ago, kind of wanting to take that next step and basically wasn't allowed to do so because
it's crazy.
Give Arch full autonomy in his staff, which he didn't do with John Butler, and kind of pushed upon some coaches there with John Butler, which obviously didn't work out either. So gave Arch full freedom. Arch wanted to bring his own guys, did not want to retain Ekeler. Ekeler said, all right, well then I'm gone. At the same time, Ekeler wasn't hired here to do a position coach. He was hired to be our special teams coach. So that's where if you want to do more, that's not what we hired you here for. On the flip side of that, I think Ekeler's a damn good football coach, not special teams coach. And man, keep that guy here any way I think you can. And that's my thought. Just weird dynamic. It's just strange. It's not good. It is not good. Will our special teams fall back to pre-Ekeler level? God, I hope not.
I lost Kenneth. That is a loss. Like, he was our best kicker.
I really hope we learn something from him and we can at least retain pieces of it.
Was he the juice, or did he teach the juice?
Right.
Yeah. I sent a text after once Kenneth entered the portal. I was like, okay, he's probably gone. And then this, in conjecture, you didn't mention it yet, but the defensive line coach did get hired. I can't think of his name or where he was. He was like at Miami of Ohio, maybe. I don't remember where he was coaching prior.
I think that's what it was.
But the fact that we didn't drag our feet. The rumor was we were waiting to hire a D-line coach from a team who was still in the playoffs. But then we ended up hiring a guy from, MACtion, the MAC conference. I think. I can't remember exactly where he coached, but is of that level of conference after basically, 2 months of looking for a D-line coach. It just didn't feel good. It's just, I'm not saying I'm not at that Hunter level of I'm out on Rule, but I did say it's like I can see the seat warming. Those are just 2 fumblings on the coaching staff. Now, if he comes out and Bobby leads our defense and he's a stud, it's like, okay, well, maybe Jeep Wade, our offensive line, looks better. It might have been a wash, but I don't know. Those 2 things happening in the late in the off season does not feel good to me at all.
I'm getting on the side of Hunter. Like, I'm completely out on Rule, especially that Ekeler loss. You got to find any way to keep that guy. Like, if he says he want to coach linebacker, let him coach linebackers. I don't care. As much as he did, that was the only position group that we all came out of the year like, okay, wow, they improved there, the special teams. And to let that guy go, I think is just crazy. Now maybe he really wanted to go to USC and he's like, I'm leaving, but who knows? And also, there's one more strike I want to talk about Rule later on that pissed me off about him, but we'll save that for the end. It's about the spring game.
Go ahead.
All right. Rule, you idiot. Why are you having the spring game on March 28th? It's going to be like 20 degrees. This is for me personally, but it's I loved it when it was middle of April. I'm glad to bring it back. Okay, that's cool. But March 28th, it's still gonna be freezing cold that day. It's gonna suck. That's like
Maybe.
I
I
said.
don't know. It was like 70 degrees on Christmas.
I want to clip Dak saying "rule, you dumb idiot" and just get that blasted everywhere.
I'm glad to bring it back because that is a fun day. But
I
put
will
it back. Put it in the
say
middle of April.
Ekeler did leave for USC during the coldest week of the year. So if Southern
True.
California is calling your name and it's like, 6 degrees out in the morning, it's like, I don't know. Maybe this is the right call.
As we're just talking here, this goes to a conversation of hype or expectations or whatever it is. Jackson, who's been on the podcast a few times, said, what else could we do for fall or for fun in the fall? I've never been so turned off, disinterested in Nebraska football in my life. I'm so sad.
I call him BS. That man's watching every game.
Yeah,
no. Well, okay. I don't think you guys are. I don't think Austin. I like the level of. I mean, this is coming from like diehard fans. We'll watch every game, but
Yeah,
like,
because we're fans. That's what we do.
but there's levels and there's scales of it all. It is very I'll say it, like, have I been excited to do this freaking podcast talk about football on the podcast? Absolutely not. Like, there's just not a lot of it's not, and I don't enjoy it. It's not fun anymore. And the word, I guess, to start bringing it around is apathy. Like, it just don't care as much anymore. Are we going to watch the games? Yes, but as far as the level of interest and investment and time and no, people are just going to stop caring. This is coming from very passionate fans. Think about the casual fans.
Oh, they're out. Yeah.
When you say out, it's not that they dislike the team. It's just they don't care anymore.
Yeah.
I put it on a different level. My brother is a great example of he enjoys Husker football. Like, he enjoys going to the games. He has the past 15 years. But it's funny over the last 15 years how now I see him, how he views it. He doesn't really care. Like, he's on a Saturday, is he trying to like invest his whole day around it? No, he's not. Did he 10 years ago? Yeah, it was. It just now it's just it's on. That's an example of how people are just slowly becoming like like whatever. And I'm not. We will never. Well, Dak Austin watches on tape record now. You didn't used to do that. So, and we know how Dak's is fake. So it's one of those things. It just, people are going to see more apathy towards Husker football going into this year. Now, to the point about why our basketball team is so good, apathy helped them win, I think.
That's true. The
so
expectation.
but you can't. Apathy is not something you can say. I don't. If you verbally say I don't care about Husker football, you still care. Apathy is like the concept of you don't care because you're not even talking about it. You're not pissed off about it. You're not emotional towards it. You're just like not talking about it. Like, that's what apathy is. So the fact that we're talking about it shows that we still care. But that's what apathy is. You just don't care anymore. If you're pissed off, it's not. You don't have apathy.
That's true. I agree.
If you're commenting about it weekly with people and piss it, you're not apathetic. Apathetic is truly like, you can't say you're being apathetic.
Well, just let Mr. Weeks know there's plenty of nice things to do in the fall. The weather's beautiful. Get outside, go for some walks in nature. There's tons of, activities. There's all these fairs and fall festivals. Plenty of things to do on the weekends.
I'll tell him to reach out to Austin.
We can hang out.
Here's the thing is, as soon as the national championship ends, it's usually, I don't know what you guys is. I'm like, God, I can't wait for the next college football season. Now it's just like,
okay, so that's you. What Austin say at the top of this podcast?
I didn't even care about the end of this season. College football
it's
no, I did say that, but after our bowl loss, I told Maddie, I was like, I'm ready to be hurt again next year. That is exactly what I said.
Now it could be that we all is. I think the basketball team has a lot to do with it because now we have that to look forward to instead of just waiting for football starts.
I
So
just
that
don't
I
care
think that's
about
a lot.
I don't really care about the overall college football landscape. I will say that. I love Nebraska football. I'll pay attention to
But
Big
would
Ten.
you if Nebraska football was
Yeah,
good?
100%. 100%. Yes. The
I'm kind
same
of with
reason
you there,
why like I
Austin.
have not paid attention to the top 10 basketball teams for a long time, but now I'm like, oh shit, Iowa State lost two this week. I wouldn't have cared before. But now it's like,
I'm
oh man.
I'm kind of with you there, Austin. Like I wasn't like jacked up for the title game this year. Like I didn't, or even playoff games. Like I wasn't too invested.
Well, they weren't great games either. I mean, Indiana actually freaking cooked everyone, so that doesn't help either. But
And yeah, that could be a lot to do with the Huskers just aren't relevant really.
okay, last thing. I know we're about to leave, but I forgot to mention as the basketball point. What a great season to not be a J-Sker. I mean, all those J-Skers trying to come over,
I
get
hate
your
them.
ass out of here. Like
Get out of
you can
here.
if we make it to the Final Four, it's like sure, I'll let you be like, I hope Nebraska wins. But
No,
I don't want to hear a lick of it until end of the tournament
It's
time.
great because you live in Omaha and like I used to. It's funny down here. You're kind of like oblivious to it all, like because we're not around there. But you're probably around more people. Oh man, I see a little bit on social media. I think those people are just the worst people in the world. So
I ultimately have the sentiment of yeah, if you're from Omaha, the Creighton Blue Jays only have a basketball team. Okay, maybe. But if you're coming over to Nebraska basketball and the Blue Jays are bad, no, get out of here.
no.
Uninterested. Try again
Do you
next year.
do you
Fire
know a lot of
McDermott.
do you
McDermott's
know a
not
lot
that
of Creighton
good.
fans that are jumping over now, Austin?
Why are they?
No, do you know a lot of people that are?
Oh, I know a lot that are actively paying attention to Nebraska's rankings. I don't know a ton. I can't say I hang out with that many J-skers because I try to pick my company well. Um, but they're watching Nebraska basketball games, which I don't think they ever did in the past.
All right, if they're listening, you're not welcome here.
all right. We'll be back next week, hopefully. Nebraska's an 11.5 point favorite tonight, 8 p.m. Central Time against Washington. Let's move to 19-0. Go
Here we
Big
go.
Red.
GBR.
Go Big Red.